Plaintiff, Katrina Storm, says the defendant is her sister, and they have an unusual relationship because they love each other, but they fight often. Katrina suspects the defendant was jealous of her, and while they were living together, the police were called 3 times in one weekend because the defendant assaulted her. Katrina's suing for rent and utilities. Defendant Stacy Jordan denies that she's jealous of Katrina, but acknowledges that they had issues growing up because their mother admitted that Katrina was her favorite child. Stacy claims while she was living with Katrina, she physically attacked Stacy and left bruises all over her body. So she's countersuing.
Tell me what happened here.
My sister and I have an unusual relationship, kind of. We do love each other, but we also at times fight a lot, and sometimes, it gets out of hand. We've pretty much done it all: hair pulling, scratching, the girl fights, punching.
Once a month? Once every other month?
I would say once a month, maybe.
Really?
And then, but I mean, not all the time. I mean, there are times when we did get along for longer periods.
Right, okay.
But we've always had issues growing up, and then things progressed as we got older, and it went on. For example, one time in August, the police had to come out.
What year?
In 2010, the police came out 3 times in one weekend due to her assaulting me and
August of 2010, the police came out 3 times.
Right. That's after we were living together.
Gotcha.
Because certainly we can't live together. It was a bad idea from the start, and it only got
What
worse.
else you want to tell me about you all's relationship?
Well, I think this just stems because she's jealous of the fact that she said that I was my mom's favorite, and that's where her, jealousy comes into play.
The usual thing the kids do.
Right. Certainly I'm a little older, the first girl, so after our mother passed away, we decided we were going to work on a relationship. We decided to get an apartment together when she had to be out of her apartment.
All right, ma'am, let me hear your background on this case before we get to the rent she's suing you about.
Okay. I agree pretty much with most of her background other than the jealousy thing. I'm not jealous of her. I think I have a wonderful life.
You don't feel your mom treated her better than
our
you?
mother admitted to me that she was her favorite. So, yeah, growing up, that was the cause.
What did she do to demonstrate that?
We're only 20 months apart, so let's say we're playing Barbies and I had the black Barbie and she wanted the black Barbie. My mom would take the black Barbie from me and give it to her, and I would stand in the corner. We mutually were fighting, but I would have to be punished, and she lived her little princessly life.
Wanting to play with the white Barbie.
I don't even think they had black Barbies then, but whatever.
They did.
Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
We're both grown now, so when we moved into our apartment, that created a big problem, because just her being, always thinking she was right and her way had to be the only way, and that was the way it was.
So if you knew that, why did you take the chance that you and your sister were going to get into it over that?
Well, because, we didn't speak for years, and then, after our mother died, we did want to, we're all each other. Why did you speak for
years?
When I was 17, I was pregnant, and I had to leave where I was living with my boyfriend. It was a bad situation. My sister opened her doors to me and let me come and stay with her until we got into an argument, and she told me to shut up. So I didn't argue with her. I decided to just not speak to her.
For years?
No, I didn't talk to her. And then as she was leaving, she had asked me some question, and I didn't answer her. So she told me to get out of the house. I wouldn't leave. She literally pushed me out in the snow, barefoot and pregnant, and locked the door.
That's terrible.
And then that was it. We didn't talk for years
What year
after
was that?
10 years ago, in 2000 around.
And when did you all resume speaking after that?
Around 2005.
Okay.
I mean, we did speak, she took care of our mother when she was sick.
Let me get back to you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Well, like I said, she had to be put out of her apartment. The building that she bought was being sold, so
when
she had to
When did you all
go.
move in together?
In September of 09. We signed a lease for October 1st that we verbally agreed to split the rent and the utilities, 50-50. The total rent was $715 a month. I paid every single month. The day that we were set to move in, after the leases had been signed, Stacy got fired from her job. So that meant that her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, had to come and help her pay her half of the bills,
All right.
which would be done late, if ever.
Okay.
There were several months where no money was paid to me.
What months were those?
That is December of 09, January, February, and May of 2010. July partial rent was paid, all of August and all of September.
All right. Ma'am, what do you say about the rent?
I did pay December, January, and February's rent. In May and July, I paid a partial month. I paid $180 each month.
I have a printout of what is actually owed if you'd like to see that.
Okay. And she said she paid you for December,
that is
January,
incorrect.
February.
She had a balance. We moved in October.
All right,
She
I
had
heard
a balance.
what you said. I'm just telling you.
Okay, so
Okay.
that is
Ma'am,
incorrect.
You paid every month up through May, which you made a partial, June, July, August.
No, August and September, I did not make any payments.
All right. Why not?
Because Katrina physically attacked me in my sleep, and I knew at that point I could no longer stay
When
in
did she
there.
attack you in your sleep?
August 7th.
What happened?
At 5 a.m. She came home from the bar drunk and attacked me. Actually, the beginning of it was she came down and laid on the floor in front of my bedroom blowing an air horn for 40 minutes.
It wasn't 40 minutes. That's ridiculous.
What did you do?
After the 40 minutes
No, why
was
did you
up,
wait 40 minutes?
Exactly.
because my boyfriend was laying next to me and he was like physically holding me down like, don't. She
40
wants you
minutes.
to attack her.
He held
Oh,
down,
he
no, I'm
fell
like
asleep.
her. He held you down for 40 minutes?
Yeah, he was telling me, just don't worry, ignore her, go back to sleep.
Ignore her.
She'll
you can't
feel
go back
stupid.
to sleep with a horn.
He
40
did.
minutes.
He did. He tuned her right out and he fell asleep.
All right. Did you blow a horn for 40 minutes?
Not for 40 minutes,
How
Your Honor.
long?
I did for a few minutes
Why?
to annoy her because she had brought her dog, another dog, into our home, which was clearly
Okay,
stated
and
on our
then what
lease.
happened with this jumping on you in the sleep?
Okay, so I could not take it anymore. I got up, I went over, and I kicked her phone out of her hand. Phone went flying across the room. She gets
As
up,
well as
gets
kicking
her
me in the
phone, runs upstairs, and calls the police telling them that I kicked her in the face. I followed her upstairs. I heard her on the phone with the police. I wasn't worried about anything because obviously if you kick someone in the face, they're going to have a scratch, a bruise,
So the
a
police
mark.
come?
Before the police came, Katrina comes flying down the steps, gets mad air and lunges and jumps on me with a sneaker on her hand and starts wailing me all over my whole body with this sneaker.
Okay.
Wow.
Tell
And
me
I
about
have
the utility.
pictures of
That's
all-
your counterclaim?
Yes, I have
Let me see that. Please, Doyle.
And it's the one of the scratches on my face is a little difficult to see in there, but I do have the phone where it's
Which
clear.
part of your body is that?
That's my leg.
Ma'am, did you do these things?
No, I don't believe that I did.
Don't believe.
She had,
Of course
No.
not.
Your utility bills are for what, ma'am?
No, the
How does she
utility
owe you
bills-
for utility bills?
were not paid
What months?
January, February, May, August, and September
Okay.
of 2010.
She moved out in August?
No, September.
Ma'am, when did you move?
At the end of September.
Okay. And so why don't you think you should pay August and September?
Oh, I know I owe her. I just, at that point,
All right.
at the end, I just wasn't giving her
All
anything.
right. And what do
Your
you
Honor.
say to the counterclaim, ma'am?
Well, I have a police report here that was filed that night,
Mm-hmm.
and it clearly states that we were both involved in physical altercations with hair pulling, scratches, and that they did
Does
not.
it mention the horn?
It does
Pardon me?
not mention the
Right.
horn.
Okay, so it doesn't mention everything that
However,
happened.
she had a small scratch and no bruises
No,
when
I'm looking at the bruises and I believe her. You believe you owe how much?
I believe I owe her $1,076 for rent
Okay.
and $200 for bills.
All right, and 200 for bills. I believe you, over you. You provoked her. You went into her bedroom while she was sound asleep and began blowing her horn.
Oh, I wasn't in her room.
Wherever it was, you admitted doing it because you wanted to annoy her. If you have the gall to do that to someone, you would also have the gall to attack them first. Whatever mutual combat may have occurred afterwards, yes, she probably defended herself. And therefore, I'm going to grant her judgment of $1,000 for the assault, and I'll grant yours $1,276, which is what she agrees she owes you. Have a good day.
We're sisters. We're always going to be sisters. I hope we can get along.
Well, yeah, who knows if that's the truth. You're obviously a much better liar than I am, so.
Well, did I beat myself up, Katrina? Did I bruise myself?
Did I beat myself?
What? You didn't? I didn't see any pictures of bruises or anything. And we lived together. I wouldn't need to see pictures. I would have seen it in person.
Okay, I must have missed the ones on you as well.
Hi, Judge Mathis. My name's Angela. Last year, my sister and her fiance broke up and gave me their furniture. They recently got back together and now they want their furniture back, or else they'll sue me. Do they really have a case?
That depends, Angela. If you understood the furniture to be a loan, then you must return it. However, if they gave the furniture to you free and clear with no expectation that you would return it, it became yours at the time you took possession and you have no obligation to return.